Do you ever experience shin splints when you go running? Well, this Thorough Thursday is just for you, where we go over Tibialis Raises. So let's get to it. So there's 3 different ways you can do this exercise, and I'm going to show them to you, but the first one is going to include a piece of specialty equipment called a tib bar. Now there's quite a few different companies making this now, but you simply put a weight on the end of it, you drape the implement over your feet, and then you flex your toes toward your face, and then let your ankle relax as much as possible while trying to keep your legs as straight as possible. So when I'm using this implement, I try to get myself on top of a bench and have my ankles all the way to the end of the bench. So that way I don't have to worry about my legs as much, and I can put all my focus into the actual dorsiflexion of the exercise. Now, if you don't have a tib bar, that's okay. There's quite a few things you can use around the gym to help with that, but my favorite one and easiest implement to use is probably a kettlebell. So as you can see here, I just simply take one kettlebell, I drape it over my foot, and do the same exact thing. Now, since it's just a kettlebell, I'm only going to be able to place one foot inside the kettlebell. So I can either do 2 kettlebells at a time, or I can just focus on 1 foot at a time. And then my other way of doing this is everybody has access to this, and this is simply using bands. So I'm just going to simply wrap a band around a rack, put the ends of the bands around the tops of my feet, and then really focus on the flexion towards my face and let my ankles relax. So as you can see, when you do this movement, this muscle runs on the front of your shin, which is going to allow your foot to dorsiflex as you run. So a lot of times these shin splints come from not using that muscle very often, which is the tibialis anterior. So as you can see, it flexes your foot up and down, but as you go through day-to-day living, we don't do a lot of things where we emphasize that toe coming towards our face or that dorsiflexion. We do a bunch of plantar flexion throughout the day, but rarely are we ever focused on dorsiflexion. So when you start going to run, as you come down onto the ground, that's where your foot goes into a dorsiflexion. It absorbs that force of you coming into the ground. So that's why if you haven't worked that muscle in a while, it's going to be really sore and feel like your shin's about to split in half. Hence the name shin splints. So I hope you guys found this version of Thorough Thursday useful. If you have any questions for your strength training needs, please go to the website agogeperformance.com.